Welcome to the dvm360. Give us 5 minutes and we'll update you with the veterinary news, medicine, and business information you need to know right now. I'm DVM Newsmagazine editor Dan Verdon reporting from CVC in San Diego. In this edition of the 5, we'll hear about veterinary wellness plans and get canine behavior advice from an expert technician. First up, the news. The movement Occupy Wall Street is all over the news, but media personality and CVC speaker Dr. Marty Becker wants veterinarians to occupy the internet. He says the web is not only a communications tool, but a source of credible and useful content for pet owners. If veterinarians make an effort to post and link to trustworthy information sources, these efforts will lead pet owners to sites that can help them, not hurt them. Following the escape and killing of 49 exotic and wild animals recently at a Zanesville, Ohio sanctuary, groups like the Ohio Veterinary Medical Association, ASPCA, and others call for stricter control of exotic animal ownership in the state. The governor recently responded through an executive order giving state departments more latitude in identifying and evaluating the conditions of these premises. Ohio's veterinary community will continue to work with state entities to advance appropriate restrictions on exotic animal ownership in an expeditious manner. In other news, a recent survey says that euthanasias are down and adoptions are up at many U.S. shelters. The survey by PetPoint has cat euthanasias declining by 12% and dog euthanasias down another 3%. And the survey denotes a 13 consecutive month decline in euthanasias of cats. As veterinary practices continue to navigate a slow economy, some are finding that wellness programs can boost caseload and revenue. Dr. Carl Sulsider, an advocate of such programs, says his colleagues' concerns are easily addressed.
Most doctors that call to inquire about the wellness plan want to know, is it really unlimited office calls, and are they abused? It really is unlimited office calls. And there just are not but a few people that might come in for things that some doctors might consider too minor for questions. But even those folks, because they're really concerned about their pets, they end up buying other support supplements, topical products, etc., that still generate a lot of income, even though they are just free office call visits.
Coming up, veterinary technician specialist Marcia Ritchie describes the most important ages to recommend canine behavioral checkups. But first, veterinary economics editor Christy Reimer reports on how community involvement can help your practice.
I'm here at the CVC in San Diego, and yesterday I had the chance to listen to Brian Conrad on the practice management program. Brian's practice in Kennewick, Washington does a lot of community outreach activities, and one of the things that he said is really valuable is to associate with a big name like the American Red Cross. For instance, you could have a pet first aid session for people in the community at your practice and have the Red Cross come in and conduct it. And somehow that association with a big name kind of rubs off on your practice and gives you more credibility and validity in people's eyes. And also, Brian said that his practice did a top-of-mind awareness survey in the community to see which veterinary practice people would mention when they were asked to name one. And this was a cross-section of all the community, not just the practice's clients, and 80% of them mentioned Brian's practice. So their community outreach really pays off as far as awareness in the community.
Hi, I'm Brenda Tassova, and you're watching the dvm360.
I think some particularly important times are, of course, during puppyhood, that first initial exam. Adolescent behavior is really of concern because that's the most common time dogs are relinquished to shelters because of their behavior. And the problem with adolescents is many times between 6 months and 18 months, when a dog's behavior tends to be the most unruly, there's no need for veterinary care. They're done with their spaying and neutering and their initial vaccines. So it's a really critical period for veterinarians to kind of check in on clients with adolescent dogs' behaviors. Another important time is with senior pets. There's no other time in an animal's life when physical problems and behavior problems are so closely related.
That's it from San Diego. We hope you've enjoyed this special edition of The Five. If you have suggestions for future shows, email us at dvm360@advancedstar.com. And for the latest news, medicine, and business information, be sure to visit dvm360.com every day. That's better.